Hello, James here. I had a really video I've been thinking about last night, and I didn't go to bed until about 2 in the morning. And I've been trying to figure out how to start with this video, and it's concerning the population. It's concerning a topic like abortion. It's concerning cutting off the nuclear family. It's concerning how man is trying to redefine what is meant to be ordained in this earth by the Most High God when He created the human family. In this video, I'm just going to speak from my heart. And the first topic I want to talk about is, one of the latest cases is abortion. And there's two movements. You have the pro-life and you have the pro-choice. God do give us a choice. True. He gives us a choice whether you believe Him or not. He gives you a choice to make a decision, and most of the decisions, whether it's good or bad, He never interferes. He's a God, the Most High, who is creator of all things, never lie. He's always true to His word. The Most High God, everything He created, it's not His will to see it die. You've heard pastors and ministers and people of God tell you this. Even everything is newborn. Everything we see is fascinating and beautiful, and we say, "Oh, we in all of something that's created, whatever species on the planet it is." From an animal, something beautiful as a horse, to beautiful as a baby bird, to beautiful as a fish, to beautiful as something. Anything in its first create, because it's trying to walk and just get this life in its cycle. When He designed human beings, He had a purpose for human beings in this planet. And no one said that the walk for any human being was going to be easy, no matter what race of human beings that's on this planet. And I would say, women do have a choice when it comes to their bodies. True. But when life is coming to the point, that's God's decision to bless the woman's womb, even though she has a choice. But that baby has to have a voice too. And do you know that there's women out there that always wanted children throughout their lifetime? They would have been good mothers, but based on medical problems and around, they can't have children. And what that psychologically means, because they want to love something that has a bond between them inside that's created to come on the outside. God put that bond there, and he showed us through time through his word. When Hagar was when you take the family of Abraham and Sarah, and when you heard this in the church, that when Abraham, he had a servant, and it was both about the blessing, about Sarah was barren, but Abraham didn't think that at the time, Sarah, I think it was Sarah, didn't think that she could have a baby, but so they figured they'd go get a younger woman as Hagar, even though she was out of the will and out of the purpose of what the Most High God blessed this man and blessed this woman, even up after the age of 90 to near 100 years old. And birth pain, even with the birth of another man that's named Jabez, that his birth was so strong that his name has a meaning of pain, behind it. So get back to Abraham. Abraham has a son named Ishmael, and Sarah didn't like it. Sarah didn't want Ishmael and Hagar in it because she had Israel, her child. When Hagar was pushed out to the desert with this baby, and even though that God loved the covenant, He loved, the child that's going to be blessed, that was of the lineage out of Abraham. But he couldn't, even though Abraham didn't wait time for his wife to perceive so he could have his own son, he went to another nation, a woman. And of course, his wife at the time didn't like, because it was kind of like, your baby gonna get part of my husband's heritage. So she kind of, and it's a scripture where how she treated Hagar mean, to the point that Hagar ran, and basically she was put out of the assembly. So Abraham gets rid of Hagar out there in the desert. So Hagar is out there crying in the middle of the desert with this baby, a beautiful newborn baby. This woman, even though God and the Most High, saw the whole thing, but it was the baby's cry. The baby's cry that moved the one that created the universe. It was the baby's cry that moved the one that created the stars, the universe, and the constellations. It's the baby's cry that moved the one that put life into the earth, that make light into the universe, put a firmament into the heavens. It was the baby's cry that moved this most powerful one, who is the image of man, as the book has said. It's this powerful one. The baby's cry that it touched the throne. When you go, they said that's described in Revelation when his throne, it's like it's a sea of glass. He is mighty. He's all. He is the creator that's in the wind. He is the creator that's in the clouds. He's the creator that put the sun in his place, that we've been seeing for centuries after centuries. He's the one that put the moon where the moon was at, and said, "So be it be." And when you look out of your telescope, everything stand on nothingness. The stars in the sky, when we step out the sky, that nothingness. No scientist can explain how the stars are standing where they at. No man can explain the brightest man on this planet. The highest IQ can't explain the sun. Can't change. No man have ever been to all the planets despite mythical ways, because through the physical geographic of outer space, pockets and sockholes, the sockets and Milky Ways and different atmospheric, and that's 10 times colder. But here's the one that created all of this, that spoke, and they said in the scriptures that the kings are set up from in generations to generations. The king is a kingdom of heaven that gave human beings, but it was said in the book, and we were all came into existence. He was looking at all of us as babies, at one point, when we was leaving our spiritual bodies and entering into the human race of babies into earth. We were all, and before we was brought in through our mother's womb from generation after generation after generation. the one who spoke everything into, that created everything you see into existence, you know, has emotion, and said with the love of 100,000 women and emotion. When he hears the babies cry, he hears the babies cry, and and to get back to the story that he told Hagar, I will take care of you. You go back to Abraham. I will take care of you and your child. That what the Bible said, that he heard the most cry, and even though it was part of God honored the cry of that baby, Hagar. It is one. It's in another part of the book. When they would make sacrifice in the children of to a god, and they would burn their babies up to death. Here is that he would hear about babies and children who God gave life to go through a whole human cycle of life, going up to be what He created them to be a great nation, and He will always have humanity for love through a baby. Imagine, and no one ever asked God, how does He feel when He heard the babies cry? How did He feel when He heard that they were sacrificing the children in the fire? And from then to generations of now, every time when from a child or to all the way to adult, was He created that looked like Him in heaven, it bothers Him. It bothers Him that that there's some life He never intended for some early life to leave this world, because he's the God that has so much compassion, but He has to let judgment go. He has to let judgment go because we so prideful in this land. We so prideful because we want to choose the right thing. And it's you're right. You're right, pro-choice people. You have right. It's your body. But when you were given life, you who's trying to protect the system of abortion, God spared you. He spared the generation of your mother, your father, your mother's mother, your mother's father. Death could have took you at birth. And whether it's good or whether it's bad, whether the child come out with something physically wrong or whatever, God can turn the blood. He did it then in the book. There were people that were born with something, but they came out greater because he was able to perform the miracles to show that He's God. And even though they might have came into the world blind, and even though that they came to the world deaf, and even though that they came in at the time of them through the woman's womb, He did the miracle, even though He knew it was not their fault. He did to show that He is God, that He can control everything. Well, for a woman to sit up there and has to sit up there and fight just to destroy something that some other half of the women on the planet throughout generations after generations. Do you know where this abortion is leading to? Reduced population. You know what reduced population means? Reduced income, reduced jobs, reduced agriculture, reduced medication. Because reduced future inventions that's going to make a better planet. You got people out here arguing, and no one say how the way it's wrong for a woman to be violated. That's true, to human sexual assault. But don't use this as an excuse that it's going to be 100 different people that they're going to get raped and all going to come out pregnant. That's highly, sometimes it is 1 in 10 chance causes. But you want to find an excuse to destroy something That no matter, however the circumstances, some babies can, and some of us was coming up in abuse of our parents. Some abuse of home. But even though the circumstances wasn't easy for whatever the life come out of heaven into the earth, it's no one said it's going to be an easy road for some people. It's not going to be an easy road. But if a miscarriage happened in the womb of a woman, it won't be counted against you in heaven because it clearly it wasn't your fault. And he won't. And even though you feel that pain, he can heal that pain, and he won't count it against you. It won't be counted against you in heaven because it was something that medically it wasn't your fault. But when you choose to sit up there and say, I'm going to take something that he had put into my belly and get so I can give life to carry on my legacy, to carry on my lineage, to carry on what he had purpose for that baby so one day to be something he or she to be great. It was him that blessed your womb. And there are many women that wish their wombs were blessed. There are many women that wish, and I felt bad for those women that wish they loved children, but they couldn't even have a natural child of their own. There are people that love children, that love babies. They can't even have a baby. They have, that emotionally think something wrong, but it's something it could be in their genetics or their body. And you got grown people out here. This was really, really sad. Want to fight so they can abort something because they want to kill, and they philosophy because this is a violent world, and they don't see that the destruction is coming. If you extinct all the humans off the planet, who's going to take what human being is enough human beings going to take care of the animals, even the domesticated your cat and your dog? Because at some point, if more animals was being birthed into the planet, they're gonna go back into animals ain't gonna survive because they depend on us to love them and nurture them and feed them. So you got human beings, and then that's one thing. The second thing, God was kind of let me minister in my spirit about this abortion, is that he designed the generation of life. Every generation goes through a cycle where even in a tax benefit in government, every time a young person go out to the workforce and get world, the tax pays cover the older generations. The tax pays and new invention and new things and news come along, and it's because some young person he has gifted to whatever, able to create the things that make a better life for a better world, and you killing it off, and some you who agree with it, you killing the life off which he designed and the planet to do. That's why I'm against abortion. Then you so up under a system that is so evil that I said that you're willing to cut off the nuclear family. Now, it's true. No one can tell you if you want to marry someone of the same sex. Yes, you're right. And you can adopt and make it seem like an artificial family. But the real family that designed from the heaven, he gave as a desire from every human being. That why you think that people desire to find out who they are, who their ancestors is, and they want to know how their mom, how their dad, granddad, great granddad, great grandma, great uncles, great aunts, how they designed to be who they are. And this is in every human being on the planet. But if you take the artificial way of just outside of nuclear family, man, woman, and child, you killed the bloodline of the future bloodline. No matter if it's a good bloodline or but it's a bloodline. It's a sense of identity. It's a sense of identity, and everybody wants to have a sense of identity. That's why. And so, how can we be blessed as a nation to ask the Creator, ask God, the Creator, those who believe in Him, and have this country bless something when everything, because you don't have pastors and you don't have ministers to stand up and speak on this topic. How are we going to ask God to bless a nation that everything He released out of heaven into the earth, what comes to life through every race of woman's womb, we have destroyed, especially in particular America, one of the countries. How are we supposed to be blessed as a nation? We want the blessing, but we don't want to hear a certain name. And then to add insult to injury, we said, well, we want to tell you that we're going to worship the different gods of the ancient time, just like the ancient world did. And we don't want the one that you sent into the planet, who died for his sins, so we wouldn't be judged on some of the things we're being judged as of now. That because death is hitting family, no matter what income, no matter what bracket, no matter what class, no matter if you're the richest person on the planet, or no matter if you're the poorest person on the planet. No matter what your name is of family, death is death. Pain is pain. Unexpectedly. Someone and it hits your clique of people, and it can hit someone in my clique of people. And then it disturbs is someone close, a father, a mother, a brother, a sister. You don't think that you have an unrighteous world. That's what it is. And you have people that won't take a stand. And you got some people, right? This place is being judged. Why do you think that have you ever thought maybe that's why we're seeing so many people are passing away? That it has to be a balance, because we are so obsessed, and the people who got it, enjoying it for one moment, could be gone in one moment. Because death don't have no time. It comes from eternity, and whatever, if God lets death take someone off the earth, it's taken off the earth. It don't have no race. It don't have no time. It don't have a certain demographic of the world. Death come, it comes. That's what it is. Don't matter what background your family come. You can be the healthiest person to the unhealthiest person. If death coming for you, it's coming for you. You can hide into the mountains. You can hide in. You can be something. If death coming for you, it's coming for you. Illness is coming. It's coming. You can't avoid it, because it's in another dimension, and it will no matter. And that's what some people who's so elite don't understand this. And then you have people that agree with you, the people who choose to do the things that rebelled against the one He kicked out of heaven. And that we're going to make this into our own society's our own world. And it looks like something off the science fiction movie. Because when you have a population that's dropping, who's going to fulfill the things? And then who's going to come up with the invented things? When you killing the seed, you killing the people that one day have come into solutions. Do you know that in the last 30, 40 years, and I was watching a video about this, the men, and it was in this Indian, and I think it was somewhere in India, like China, they abort all the female fetuses. Hear me now. This is in the country. So when they let the boys turn out one day to be men, they didn't have no wives. They couldn't have no wives because they put out a so-called a law that abort women. So now you don't have no one to carry the bloodline, to continue to, because every nation desires to see their own bloodline. China did the same thing. So you have Chinese men got to go towards other, and Chinese are very proud like any other race of people. They want to see that someone don't want to go to other races of women. They want to get to women who can communicate and be part of them too. But it was the Chinese fault because they let some philosophy, which is outside of the will of the Father, by doing abortion, one two child rule 30, 40 years ago. Now in that time, now there's not enough women for men to marry. And that's something that what China did. And it hurt the men because it's a man's, God designed a man from every race to one day to have a woman to produce life, to have regular human relationships with. But and you even though you can have relationships with some of the same sex, but you can't produce something that it was designed from heaven. And it may not, some people don't want to hear the message, but it's a fact. God didn't design something, the Most High didn't design for two men, because if he would put something physically on the body of a man to continue to life. If two men were supposed to have babies, or two women were supposed to be, he would have designed it. He did design it that way. There was a reason why he designed the way it do. And this ain't being homophobic. This is a fact. You will kill the bloodline. Pro-choice. You will kill the bloodline. And you will kill the bloodline. You will kill the generations. These people don't even think. You kill your bloodline. Everybody's proud to be from somewhere. Everybody want to know who's great aunt, papa, in whatever culture, every language, every people on the planet. But when you keep pushing abortion on somebody in the ways of we as women, we want to determine, when it's a nuclear thing where he designed it for some reason. And it's not that women is not strong. It's not that women can't think. But God designed you for a certain, like he designed a man with certain emotion. He designed the man and woman with balance. And he designed a man to do something, and he designed a woman to create life, to bring balance into the earth. So when you have a family together, there's a balance in the earth. There's a sense of identity into the earth. And this is what these women who choose to have abortion, because they so eagerly hurt or emotionally painful, or just have this male spirit in them that they can think that they can do everything. You cannot. You're not designed like that. He didn't design you from heaven like that. He designed you as a woman, and all women have the brains, but he designed you for a reason, out of a biblical reason, to give life into the earth. And then as you're the woman, that even though you are the opposite of the man that gives of the opposite male, you get the greater blessing behind that, because when he hears you cry, he hears it touches his eternal heart to hear the woman's cry, because he heard the cry of his son when he came into the bloodline of the human race. He heard he was in heaven, and as there's a part of him was being birthed to the human race, the one that he sent the word that was to come into the earth. This eternal God, this is who he is, mighty and powerful, but he loves, and then none human being on this planet can explain the love that he have for every human being. Not to technically want to see them destroy themselves and choose to destroy because it pains him. It pains him every time when his precious holy angels have to bring something back to him that's been killed into the flesh of this earth. Imagine how he feel Imagine he has to send over 135 million babies out of the United States alone from death, even the children that have died outside the womb, that was killed out of the most horrendous things on this planet. Could you imagine the creator of everything, who designed the human race? Could you even imagine that the angels that he had to send down here, who we put into high regards, these wonderful beings that's holy just like he is? Imagine how the angel had to feel that took joy in design to watch over make it through our life, that make it sure that we make it through where we have. Could you imagine that he has assignment for that angel in even the world where this things that's outside of time to protect you, to get you on the plan, to keep you away from death's door, and keep, even if you do get illness, you get sick, you able to get healed. Imagine when he protected you as a child. That's how much he loved the growing life of a human race. That's how much he liked. And every time that there's a birth, and you women who's pro-choice, you choose that, you hurt the eternal heart of God. When the United States and other places do this, you hurt the heart of the eternal God. It's my choice. It's my choice. Yes, it's your choice. Is it your choice to hurt the eternal God's heart, who he has this agape love for that child? Is it? Can anybody answer me that? Have you ever got on your knees and pray and ask God, how do you feel? Some of you, do you believe in God? How do you try it sometimes? How do you feel that this woman have taken the life that you have blessed the womb? How does he feel that he took great joy bringing something out of existence into an existence through the womb of the woman, that he designed that little baby that's in the incubator, from the incubator of the belly to being birthed and being healthy in the hospital, to one day the angel that took joy to watch over this life. Because when the angels of the Most High look at the baby, they look at the image of the one who created, and they take great joy, and it disturbs them, it hurts them, because it knocks off their mission in watching over each and one of our lives. Every human being on, regardless of the condition, some life is going to leave. God only is in his court. He has to let some life go. He has to let some life, there's only in his court, but he never intended for some life to leave this earth planet early. He never intended. And then you people who choose to be rebellious against the nuclear family, who choose to abort and be replaced with something, and say, I don't want to choose something that you designed me to be, because I feel like I'm gonna make a choice. And you got the right, even you got the right to change your own sex, and people been doing that lately, which he never designed. Now that was not his voice to tell you to design to change your sex. It was not his voice when he designed something. You heard the wrong, and the women who changed their sexes to an opposite sex, they heard the wrong voice. But he couldn't. But at the same time, he can't override your will, because you choose that. You can't blame that but yourself. Because when he put the man as a man, and the woman as a woman, that soul is it's the soul, body, spirit, mind, soul. Did we ever? Did any human being, us human beings on this planet, ever ask God on how He feel? How you think He felt about the Margaret Sangers of the world, and many people like that, the Hitlers of the world, who designed to want to take out the half of the human race because they want to think that we can fulfill what our identity of what we want in the planet. We gonna go over to a land, secretly orchestrate and bring people of the land into the land, and disregard these people of another land. Then we're gonna give something so they can take generations to destroy their population off the earth, or control some of the population, and turn their population with confusion, so they don't want to be a nuclear family. How you think God feels? Those of you who believe in God, and those of you who don't believe, and then you have the people that don't believe in God. You have a right to choose that too. But I wonder, I have that question for them. What's going to happen whatever circumstances bring you close near death? Are you still going to not believe in God? Are you still going to believe in the aliens? Are you going to still believe in the science? I wonder some of those people, when they got the coronavirus, how many didn't believe in God? How many of the people that was on the ventilators, how many didn't believe in God? I wonder how many people that's suffer with some kind of fatal illness that didn't believe in God, that left this earth, and they didn't get a chance to repent. How many people didn't believe and said, I don't believe in your God. I'm going to choose the God of the trees. I'm going to choose the God of the stone. I'm going to choose the God of the rock. Where is that God? I'm going to choose the magical, the mythical, because I can survive this. Where is that God? Where is that God now? Well, if I take this certain element, that cancer go away. Where is that God now? Because whatever that God didn't answer, that got rid of that symptom. The God of whatever they was worshiping didn't stop whatever hereditary disease it was that attacked the human flesh. Where is that God now? Where is your God, atheist, agnostic? Where is your God? Where was your God? Who can you explain where the deer goes? Can you explain what direction of the flies come out of when the insects come? Can you explain where the fish goes under the water and the sea? Can you explain how the dust particles in the air, what direction did it go? Can you explain what dimensions that's next to the moon? Can you explain this? If you think you so intellectually think that there's no God, then explain it. Could you explain what? Have you come back from death? Can you conquer death and come back from it? Can you explain atheists? Have you known anybody that didn't believe and said there was no? I prove to you there's no God. And when I come back, and the person died, who didn't believe? Could you explain that he came back? Can you explain where is his God? Did he bring himself back? Where? Come on! You got the answers. Can you explain? You can't. You don't have the answers. You're smart, but you're a fool that said that there's no God. You're a fool. And I don't care what you look like. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many degrees you got. You're a fool. If you say you don't believe, you're a fool. The Bible says you're a fool. Because you can't explain half the things I just mentioned. You can't explain it. You cannot explain it. So the one who designed the seasons of life, and as life dies in some season, there's new life to be raised. What is animals? What is the plant life? What is the sea life? What is the birds of the air? Everything has to come in season. And you has a new season. And it touches the eternal heart. And touches and pleases the mind of the Most High. A good portion of us believe. Not Mother Nature. Not the luck of the rabbit. Not coincidence. It was God. It was the one who put the universe the way it is, and we have been blessed to be put in this planet where everything is at a certain level of temperature, so we can withstand the things that's in this planet. It was Him that spoke and put the waters where the waters is at. It was Him that put the mountains and put mountains at, and knowing that every geographical on this planet that the human race was going to be would be with this, even though the circumstances in it the way it is, poverty and poor in some places, and something was divine, some individual divine by Satan to do some evil, but in the end it's going to be balanced, because when there's this what they call the god of this world, which is what they call their god of the world, Lucifer, to Satan, his time is, as you see, is running rampant. But what the main one that created him is going to knock him off permanently. And when he takes it out, the illnesses that you see, the ones who are responsible for that, the death that you see is going to be gone. That's the good news. And some people, and it's something about it I want to talk to the unbelievers who is just stubborn and determined in anything. And you say there is no God. It's many gods, or it's this. Really? It's funny. What on the many gods, if God forbid, if you get on your sick bed or something happened to you in accidents, and you get into a car accident, or your many gods are going to save you? Can they save you from something that an element outside the five senses of the human body, or that you've been praying to and giving homage to? Is he going? Whoever you call on, is he going to save you? Is he going to save you from the disasters of weather? Is he going to save you from a circumstance that you can wake up and not feel something going on right in your body? Is he going to hear your prayers? It was when it has problems in your family. Is the God that you worship, who you don't believe, that's a good portion of us believe, is he going to answer your prayer? That's my question to you. Is he going to answer your prayer? That's what I say. So people have a choice. And it comes back to the women. Yeah, you have a right, but you don't even know that the women. That you tell women and try to make a less population. Then you kill off your seed because you have a right. You have the right to kill off your seed, to kill off generations, practically you're killing off your heritage, your bloodline, and replacing it. And you listen to another voice that you don't need it. You can replace it with another person that look like you with the same outsides, and you can make it generic. But that's love. What kind of love is that? That you have to replace love that designed for a family with an artificial love. And it's not genuine love. It's not the love from the inside out. It's from the outside in. But it's not the one that designed from the inside out. So you have love for your family. The one that designed your love, you have love. If you have the people that have children, he designed that love, that agape love. That's part of this, that love, the eternal, that the parents had love, gave love. And even though maybe some parents didn't seem like they have it, but God loves you. Even if you didn't feel like you didn't get it from your father, your mother, but he still had that love. No one's circumstances was going to be easy that come into this earth, and no one's childhood was idealistic. But throughout all the pain and human suffering as the human family has gone through, he still loved. And I couldn't even imagine the one who spoke the life in this earth. People getting rebellious and saying that it's my choice to destroy, or a female or a male agreeing with, it's our choice to destroy something. We want to encourage and destroy other people with their bloodline. That's because that's basically what you're doing. We killing off the life, and saying, well, we use a deflection, like, because if a horrible thing as a woman being violated turns out to be pregnant, that is a horrible incident, but it's up to God to heal that person if that ever does happen. He can put a healing on it. The Most High, if you come to him in prayer. And it's too bad that there are pastors, there are ministers that's supposed to get the word from the one from eternity. Don't even push that message. Don't even take a full stand. Don't even mention this in the pulpits about this. Oh, they read it, but to have the ever talk of the one that speak from the pages into their spirit. Do they ever ask, how do you feel about this, Father? Father, this disturbs me. Does this disturb you that they taking life out of, that you bring life from heaven into the earth, and you got some human beings, even though they have choice? How do you feel about that, Father? How do you feel? Feel that dead babies is coming back into heaven, dead physical babies in flesh, and your angels have to come into the earth and bring back the souls and spirits. And how did the angels feel about that? How did the court of heaven feel about that? No one ever asked about that. No one ever asked about that. When they had to turn to the one who we give holy, holy God Almighty to. No one ever asked that. Have anybody ever got on their knees and actually pray and wait for the answer in their spirit? No one ever asked about that. What was his choice for you? What was his will for you? What did you give him time in your human time from eternity to show you what he had for that baby? Did you? Or did you want to take it on yourself? Pro-choice. Did you want to take it on yourself to be your own God? And you don't think there's a circumstances and consequences with it? You don't think it's a circumstances that one day as a human being you stand in the history and you have that it's my choice and to destroy the life? And what if you end up in a place like Margaret Sanger and you have to hear screaming babies for eternity, for the rest of your life? What if you have into a place it ain't so pretty because she tried to play God, a so-called, or be a so-called prophet? What are you gonna say about that? It was supposed to be a good thing for women, just for only women, just for women. Forget the nucleus of a man. That is her protector. Forget the nucleus of a man that he designed to be the builder. Forget the nucleus of the man that is part of the blood that will produce the seed that will produce a female and a male that goes on and on and on and on and on and on all throughout time. Forget that, because we're gonna replace it. Forget that. Who's gonna be your protection? And finally, then I gotta say to some women in our community, like some men, you hate a man that much, you don't understand the way life goes. If you